Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to beautiful Albert Park, the home of overpriced coffee, swooping magpies, and tonight, round 3 of the Wednesday Cup. The Melbourne Grand Prix circuit is 16 turns of blind faith, bad decisions, and brake markers that nobody actually uses. It's a track that punishes mistakes harder than the match review committee, and tonight is hosting a grid full of blokes with the consistency of the Parramatta Premiership run. Tonight's field is a mix of raw talent, internet lag, and blokes who think the racing line is something you snort before qualifying. We've got dive bumps that'll make Joey Johns blush, netcode hits big enough to send a prop forward into next week, and the back markers defending like it's the goal line in the 79th minute of the 1985 State of Origins. And of course, it's all proudly brought to you by Simsational TV, the only network where the commentary is looser than the Tigers' defensive line, but it's also as majestic as the Dally M medal. So grab a sausage roll, promise the better half a good seeing to later on at the broadcast completion, and get yourself ready in the dead set motorsport department. Over to you gentlemen for now. I've been Ray Webb Warren, and it's back to you boys in the central missionary position.
Oh, yes, indeedy. Wow, another top quality intro. Viewers, welcome once again to Simsational TV. Tonight, it's the Thunderdome of the midweek madness. You know it. It's the jewel in the crown of the Wednesday night entertainment, the bread, the butter, the Vegemite, if you will, of Australian sim racing. It's the Wednesday Cup. Yes, folks, the gladiators of the digital tarmac are strapping in once again, firing up, and they're preparing to lay waste to the asphalt of cyberspace in this no-holds-barred, wheel-to-wheel war zone of speed, stamina, and sheer bloody madness from what we saw last week. Gee bloody whiz. This race, mate, it's going to be tighter than your uncle's jeans at Christmas lunch, rougher than a servo dunny at 2 a.m, and it's guaranteed to deliver more crashes than my dodgy Telstra internet service. But apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, I am Chris Munro, your host, and I am joined, as always, by a man of many accolades, a two-time bronze medalist in competitive shoelace tying. He's the inventor of the short-lived sport synchronised kettlebell curling, and in the 2017, this is a fact, ladies and gentlemen, he's the world's fastest man to consume an iceberg lettuce in its entirety. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, my co-commentator, Zach O'Reilly.
Thank you very much, Christopher, and welcome to everyone here at Simsational TV. As you have heard, the legendary Ray Webb Warren at the start there, and then even better to be the first voice on the commentary tonight is Christopher Munro, and he puts the M in mud flap, as I always say. And apart from being one of the best drummers I've ever seen in my lifetime, and the bass player that will rock your world, he is also a very, very quick sim racer, and it's good to have you here tonight, Chris. And speaking of quick, it's I'll tell you what, these boys tonight, they want to be finishing quick, and probably not in the same department when it comes to the bedroom.
Well, no, there's places to be quick, and there's places to take your time, and certainly the latter of your little conversation is one of the latter. But you know, if your girlfriends of some of the racers in the chat, let us know how they fare in the old bedroom racing. If they're as quick as they are out there on track, you never know. Maybe some of these back markers can punch above their weight. But we are installed for a massive evening of racing tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a look. We are at round 3 of the Wednesday Cup. Albert Park is the circuit. It's you know it, we know it. It's one of my favourites out there in the Australian scene. It's different to a lot of the Australian circuits we visit. It's long, it's windy, it's dramatic. But as always, here in the Wednesday Cup, it's an 8-minute qualifying quick fire stuff. Race 1 is 15 minutes, race 2, 16 minutes with a top 10 reverse grid. Race 3, 17 minutes. As always, a 15 reverse grid there. Air temperature, track temperature, 20 and 24. Brendan Hark during the week absolutely flying out there with a 157.882. So where is he on the old timing board? Let's get that back and see how he's flying up there at the moment. Oh, he's half a second behind Alex McEwen sitting up there at the moment. But let's get out of that because it's time to have a look at the standings, Zach O'Reilly, and see who fared best out of last round.
Yeah, it was a cracking last round. In fact, we had cars flipping on their head. We had people doing dive bombs from bloody 400 metres away. But it all ended up like this with Jake Buttigieg still ending up leading the championship after he had a mare. But Fabian Fitness is now hot on his collar with 17 kilos ballast apiece in 1 and 2 there. It's going to be interesting to see where they pop out tonight. The Hackster, as we just mentioned, fastest in practice session in 3rd place with 8 kilos, and Jason McFadden with 8 kilos as well, only 16 points shy in 4th there. Dion Clerk only 9 points behind Jason in 5th place himself. Ezra Simons in 6th place. Remo Grand, Matt Munro in 7th and 8th respectively. And Cole Warwick, James Pickard battle there for the battle inside the top 10. He's getting spicier than Dodgy Vindaloo. There are 4 points separating those two boys. And with the actual full standings, I've noticed that there could be about 4 or 5 changes tonight, Christopher, inside that top 10 by the end of the proceedings. It's going to be a belter.
Yeah, it's true. A lot of shuffling throughout the first couple of rounds as well, and it's only round 3, so we technically will cross the halfway point in the championship tonight. So there's still plenty of time to go out there. If some of these guys want to make a late charge, it's certainly possible. Matt Munro, one of the guys sitting down there in the bottom half of the top 10. He's got a fair bit of ballast as well, so you know he's got some pace. He's been up there in the positional standings, but just can't put a consistent run together. But maybe tonight's his night, folks. Let's bring up the timing tower and see how we're looking. We are finished free practice, so you know what that means. It's time to go qualifying, folks. So we're going to be getting all these guys back into the pit lane, where they might just do a little bit of tire pressure adjustment, because that's about all they can do in this fixed setup, Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, well, they've got that to negotiate, because as you can see here, it is a clockwise circuit. So the left side of the car is going to be very, very hot in the tyre department as well. So very interesting to see how much lower they will run them compared to the non-working side in the right. But there's 3 critical important areas of this circuit that you need to navigate to find some time. It is turn 1 and 2. They're massive. If you get yourself into turn 1 at a fiery rate of knots, you are going to be finding yourself 6 or 7 tenths over the competition straight away. And then it's the fast turn 9 and 10 section, where Oscar Piastri just pulled the move of a century there earlier this year in the Grand Prix. Getting these little formulas around here is not a short lap by any stretch. You know, nearly 2 minutes, and every tenth of a second counts here. That's for sure. So we'll see where these boys work it out. But qualifying is probably only going to end up being 4 laps, and that means pressure point here. So that timing tower there, ladies and gentlemen, keep an eye on where it is at the moment, because it could all bloody flip on its head by the time we go quali. Yeah,
it's true. You really got to be on your game. And with 30-odd cars out there as well, there's plenty of traffic to get tangled up with. So a little bit of gamesmanship or smarts about them is what they need, really, to navigate these short qualifying sessions. They are absolutely cutthroat. And it's a good thing to have, because it really spices up the grid from time to time, and the cream takes its time to rise to the top. So you get all the action of these guys trying to battle their way through the pack, whether it be if they had a shitty qualifying, or whether it be they just ended up down the back because they didn't get a hot lap in. And that can happen quite easily, folks. We've got a couple of minutes now before they kick off. Get your predictions in. It's going to be hard to go past Alex McEwen with very little ballast on board.
Yeah, he's a man who is quick nonetheless, and still add some ballast to it. Excuse me. And he will still be quick. So, going to be interesting tonight. Is he going to take it by the horns and just go? He thought about not qualifying, and then also said in the chat that can he use paddles? And we said, no, you're stuck with the H-pattern Champo, just like the real things. And that's what you're going with. So if he can pull that off tonight, boy, oh boy, is that going to send a message to the rest of the competition. And speaking of the competition, here we are. We are lining up now to get themselves all set and ready for qualifying. It's going to be interesting. Who's going to take the chockies here? It's looking very, very close. That mid-pack battling is going to be feistier than your ex-misso and you going through a divorce. I'm telling you that at the lawyer's house. But we'll see what these boyos can get up to, and hopefully some surprise winners tonight, and some maybe some debutante podium getters again, Christopher.
Yeah, well, everything's possible. We've seen a number of different drivers being able to jag a podium in this championship so far, and that's the great thing about sim racing. You can have a little bit of ballast here and there, and then you don't get the same old faces up the top of the timing board every single time, and that's just that's what you want, folks. You want hard and forced racing out there. Hard and forced, and when they yes, absolutely stick those keys in, and you say, listen here, you dodgy track here, we're gonna get you going, but I'm off on a tangent again.
Get that pigeon out of here, boy.
Matt Hagman in the chat says, looking for a Munro pole. Well, that's not the first time I've heard that in my life. It's been about 20 years, mind you. But I'll tell you what, I was quite the Casanova back in the day, Zach O'Reilly.
Well, that's the past, mate, and you're only as good as the next day that you wake up on. So let's forget about all that.
Let's
move right along because we've got a minute and 12 left for qualifying, and all these boys who did get a good result last week, that does mean nothing now. It is all on like Donkey Kong for the championship battling. Jake Buttigieg's here, so he's defending it. Fabian Fitness is there as well. So two feisty customers, here. And don't forget about a couple of the dark horses like the Hackster, who's set the timing towers alight early in the week with the practicing. And at the moment, one is that Matt Munro, who he is first out there. The Formula Missile himself, Missile Munro, we like to call him. And he is ready and set. Look at the eyes on that boyo right there. Dead set, focused, and in fact, almost deadly. And the fact that the thing blinks at you is just even a little bit scarier.
Mm.
Well,
yeah,
I think
they don't blink at all. You've caught me in a mid-sip there of the old red cordial. But look at these eyes. They do move if you look closely.
Yeah, they blink.
Yeah, that's insane. The bloke behind him just sneezed as well. But we're about 15 seconds away from the green light being given here, and we're going to see the whole field of these beautiful Formula Fords out there on track. And it's going to be fantastic. These it's a tough track for these cars as well. They're pretty light in the old rear end. So if you tip it in too quick, you might just find yourself pointing the wrong way. But these guys are now 3 rounds in, as we said. So they're all pretty well versed in how these cars handle. We'll sit here for a little while and just see if these guys at the back here just give themselves a bit of a gap. There's still about, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 cars still sitting in the pit lane, knowing that it's probably their best option just to start out late, get on the alternate strategy here with the top, the top 20 out there that all just charged out the box at the start. But still plenty of cars sitting in the pits there as well, giving themselves plenty of room and plenty of chances. And that's I'm here for it. That's good, smart thinking.
Yeah, it is. It's a bit of clean air, a bit of fresh oxygen coming through the open face helmets there, these drivers, and it should be interesting to see where they all pop out. But they've got to get going. Like, I wouldn't be leaving much time on the table. A minute left taken out of your session is a minute that you probably could have crossed the line to get one more flying lap if you botched your last one. So kind of double-edged sword if you do choose to go that way, but it doesn't matter. And with a minute 58 odd time around the Albert Park circuit in these little Formula Megales, it's a hell of a fun time, I'm telling you. But boy, oh boy, do you just need to nail every single turn and apex, not do what Matt Munro did and go off onto the bunda, and keep it clean and make sure your pressures are on point here for the 3 laps that you get here in qualifying. Yeah,
there's a lot of long driving turns through the new section there. The left-hand tyres get an absolute workout. Because they are just being lent on the whole way around. High-speed stuff, and again through this little section around the back. So, yeah, the left-hand tyre is probably certainly screaming out for redemption at the end of one of these laps. So we're going to actually, speaking of laps, we're going to get on board with Sir Munro here, and we're going to go on a hottie, courtesy of Matt Munro, and called the action by our good mate Zach O'Reilly. Let's take us off a lap of world-famous Albert Park.
And we start our lap now as Matt Munro comes underneath the Simsational overpass into turn 1, flicks it down to second gear, points it in, just misses the apex by a millimetre, but gets it turned nicely and out the other side. That AstroTurf on the green outer part of the ripple strip is as slippery as an Eskimo's you-know-what, because you don't want to be out there. Matt Munro navigated that beautifully, and into turn 3 is a second gear right-hander. And it's a quick dart back to the left, and you've got to nail this section. It's slow, fast paced, medium, whatever you want to do. 3 different approaches for that corner. This one here is absolute balls to the wall. You can see Matt Munro just flat stick on the throttle trace there, not giving a millimetre on that pedal. Now he's got to get on the anchors, get it down to third, point the nose in and get the arse dancing, because once that car turns in, you are on like Donkey Kong for this whole back section here. Most important section of the track, admittedly, if you stuff up that turn. And it's just now flat, balls to the wall. You sort of probably can take a sip of your beverage if you've got one there, and just coast yourself around Albert Park, because it is a long time down here in these little things. But you approach the top gear, you're at top speed at 210 kilometres an hour. Slap it down to third, miss those tyre bundles there that are as solid as someone at 10:30 at night on a Saturday, and you don't want to be getting yourself into that much trouble coming too wide through there. But Munro is on a fly here. He's setting greens and purples alight. No one has seemed to beat him yet, apart from Sector 1 at the moment. But a heavy brake zone. Now it's first gear. That is super important to get it pulled up nicely there. You don't want to be overcorrecting the rear and dancing it in, else you'll be oversteering on entry. This one's very important. The second last corner of the track. Go out wide there. Use all the ripple strip you possibly can, and then nail this final turn. It's a left-hander, but it's off camber on the outside, so a little bit of oversteer if you're not too overzealous. Now this one's here, a absolute thread of the needle, and getting that right is where you want to be, because it's maximum momentum down the front straight away we go here. Matt Munro's just about to pace the time. It's going to be a 59 something. In fact, it's a 59 dead. And that is a very good banker lap. Fabian Fitness, second across the line, only a 10th behind, Christopher.
Yeah, only a 10th behind. And as you can see on the timing tower, a bunch of cars now flooding across the start-finish line. Andre Elliott joins Fitness on the second row. Dion Clerk slots in behind him. Brody Barber up there for a moment before Jason McFadden joins him on the third row. Now they all get eclipsed by Colin Warwick, who pops himself up into the top 5. Keen Lawson, David Smart as well, just on the fringe of the top 10. Let's see how he goes. It's his first season here in the Wednesday Cup. David Smart, we're going to call him Einstein here, because he's made his way up to the top 11. And look at Lee Crowther, just goes bang up into the pole position here provisionally. 3 minutes to go too. That's where you want to go on your banker lap, all the way to the top.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a cracking lap there from the Birdman. And you can see Colton Atkins, the guy who was upside down in the last race at Lausches Ring last week, is in the top 5 now, and only a bee's whisker between himself and Andre Elliott there too. So very close between everyone, realistically, from second down to 5th. It's not even a 10th of a second. That is unbelievable. The top 4 and 5 are hammer and tong here. What can the Einstein man do himself? I was going to call him the professor, but we'll go with Einstein.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll go either or, whatever. He knows what's going on. But it's the Birdman who has got the crown at the moment provisionally. 2.5 minutes left to go, and he's flying around in the Wilson security car, and he's got a bit of a suck here from one of the Speed Nation guys in front of him, which is going to help him if he's on a fly. You can see the green microsectors there as well, so he's even going faster through the first sector. Second is purple, because he got all the speed he could possibly get. Now it's just genuinely a drag race down here who can get it on, because you've got about a top speed of 213-ish, 214 in these cars. And once you get it into this section here, the Birdman navigates that beautifully, and we'll start to see those microsectors come alight, hopefully, in the second 3. Oh, off onto the grass he goes. That could be a track cut. And Matt Munro inserts himself back into second place, with McEwen's gone bang with a 1:57.6. So he's just smashed the Birdman by 1 second. So is the Hackster there as well in third place. Now the times are flying in, and this is getting exciting here with 1:40 to go.
Yeah, McEwen was a little bit green in the server last week, jumped in at the last minute, but it looks like this week he is rip-roaring and ready to go with a bunch of practice under his belt as well. Last week he was using the H-pattern shifter. We need confirmation to see what kind of shifter he's using this week, but perhaps he's gone back to the old flappy paddles, because that pace is a massive improvement on last week. Matt Munro, 6-7 tenths behind here at the moment. Really needs to get his boogie on, but looking at the timing screen, he's just going green. So purple, what do you call it? A personal best. That's what I was thinking. A purple was best. That's not quite the word for it, but he's going to go quicker, but he's got to go a hell of a lot quicker if he wants to catch up to McEwen. But down here, Brendan Hark doing good things. Green in the first, so he's on for an improvement. needs to get his boogie on as well, because Alex McEwen's just come out and pulled everybody's pants down in the latter stages of this qualifying.
Yeah, he has. He's just gone bang. He's got no ballast on either, so there's a good half a second in that as well. So he's pretty much on pace there relative to Matt Munro, which is good to see. It's very, very tight. The amount of 158s there is about 6 or so there from second all the way down to 7th. So that's a really, really good showing from these boys. Even Doc Elliott, 159 dead, is close. What can these boys do? It's 15 seconds left. So if you are only about to start the final 2 turns of the track, he might just have enough time to get one more lap in before the checkered flag is waved and qualifying is over. But this will be the Hackster's last lap. What can he produce here in the final closing seconds? And it is now. The checkered flag is waved. Can he improve on his time, Brendan? We'll see what he can do here as he comes down the front straightaway here. Full pedal to the metal, absolutely singing to the high heavens, rev limiting, bashing that thing as fast as he can. Is he going to beat his personal best? He does, and goes up into second place provisionally. Cracking lap there from the Hackster. Absolutely sensational. What has William Wallace here, Mr. Braveheart himself, got to do? Can he improve on his personal best? His best was 2 minutes. I think he's going to do it in 59 dead in flat. Goes up into 9th. Happy days for him. And that is pretty much the end of qualifying, unless Atkins, Crowther and Buttigieg can do anything to improve their timing positions.
Yeah, where's Jakey boy? He is finished for the day. So championship leader down there in 7th position at the moment. Colton Atkins still on a flyer. He's just coming around the last couple of turns, but he's decided to pull it into the pit, so he won't be improving at all. Neither will Lee Crowther, looking at those sector times, but he's just going to go across the line anyway, finish his qualifying session. McEwen, I think, is still on a flyer. He was one of the last to get around, so he is pushing to the limit. I'm going to look on my live timing screens, but he has gone red and red in the first 2 sectors, not on for an improvement here. Mind you, he's only down by 2/10 on his delta, so he is pushing to the limit here in the final couple of turns. It's this tight little awkward left-hander, and this one is a game of patience around the final turn. Just a little lift there on the telemetry screen. You can see on your screen. On your screens there, a couple of purple microsectors. It's not going to be enough for an improvement, but it's certainly going to be enough for pole position tonight. Alex McEwen takes first blood, takes 2 points, mind you, and that's a 1:57.6, about half a second in front of the next man along, Brendan Hark. So a statement being made by Mr. McEwen tonight.
Yeah, Mr. D&Q from a couple of seasons ago has queued, and he's just put on a show for everyone. So good 0.5 of a second over anyone else. The Hackster's done a gallant effort there, beating his own personal. No, he hasn't beat his own personal best during the week, but still a really, really close top 10 battle, and we're going to see an amazing few races here tonight. I'm excited, and I hope you guys are out there in viewer land as well. Chris is dead set, absolutely singing to the high heavens, loving every moment of this too. So it's this man starting race 1. Can he take it from start to finish here and take it in the first 15 minutes? We will find out in just a couple of moments' time. And with that, it might as well just get it on and get started here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to crack into race 1. That sounds good. I reckon we'll do that. Go get your condiments refilled, get everyone reset, and go and give your cat and dog a pat. Kiss the kids goodnight, because Simsational TV is going to be here for 1, 2, and 3 more races. Don't you go anywhere.
SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customisation for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their affordable price, unique features, and customisation for driver training. SDT Simulator Driver Training is a division of Safe Drive Training, one of Asia Pacific's leading driver training providers. We offer affordable driving simulators that are assembled in our Brisbane head office. SDT simulators are now in use across Australia and are expanding into international markets due to their...
All right, we're back on circuit. Viewers, It's race 1 coming up. 15 minutes of viewing pleasure just in front of you guys tonight. You were listening in the break there to an advertisement there from one of our sponsors, Simulator Driver Training. So Zach O'Reilly, we should go and check these guys out. If you're in the market, if you're in the game of driver training, whether it be for schools or I don't even know exactly. I should do a little bit more research into it. But I'll tell you what, you can get your simulators through those guys. Get onto the website. The link is in our description, sdt.com.au. I'm pretty sure it is. Easy to remember. Go and check them out. And do us all do yourselves a favour. That's what I want to say. But I'll tell you what, we are about a minute away from a start here, Zach. It's going to be an exciting one. Will Brendan Hark think about the little dive bomb down there into turn 1?
Oh, find out, because he's got a hell of a task in front of him at the moment of Alex McEwen. So it's going to be a do or die moment for him. Hopefully he can keep his wits about him, because if he can't get first, second is just about as good as not taking yourself out. So let's see what the big man can do. But he's got very angry Fabian behind him, and an even more ferocious missile in Matthew Munro in 4th place. So that's going to be very, very interesting indeed to see how they go. And can Colton Atkins pick up any crumbs for all the misdemeanors in front of him that hopefully don't come to light, because these guys are the elite. These guys know how to go racing, and that is why we have got over 25 cars on the grid here. Look at that grid. It's looking absolutely colourful. Brilliant, in fact, I would say. And it is just one of the magnificent Wednesday Madness series that we go on, as the drone cam goes straight through the field. Look at all those colours. You've even got Speed Nation in there. You've got Winds. You've got Moses Sim Gear. You've got bloody everything in there. You've even got the pink missile himself. And as the drone cam just goes there, that is one quick-looking vehicle, but it's at the back of the grid.
It certainly is. That's Scotty McEwen as well. That's it's his first time doing a livery as well. So, mate, hats off. That looks absolutely fantastic. But you know what else is fantastic? Race 1 here at Wednesday Cup. We're about to kick off, ladies and gentlemen. Strap in, because here we go, and it's a fantastic start from Alex McEwen. Just gives everyone a bath on the way through. It looks like Fitness has got a pretty good start as well. He's going to be hounding Brendan Hark on the way into turn 1, and they're going to go side by side, but Hark just files through in front. Everyone gets through unscathed by the looks of it. We're going to just have a quick squiz. Look at that. Beautifully done there by the Wednesday Cup field. No one looking for a dip. That is Fabian all over the back of Brendan Hark there, and Hark just defending perfectly, getting that job done. There was somebody else having a little dip up the inside, and someone's around. That's Colton Atkins. Oh no, and now that's set off a chain reaction of absolute madness at the back there. Oh, who can get through? There's cars off, there's cars on. It's all a matter of survival down there at the moment. That's crazy stuff. All it takes is one car to be turned around in the mid pack there, and you've got about 30 cars coming at you like a missile, and there's just nowhere to get out of the way. That is crazy stuff, but I don't think it's anyone's fault in particular. It didn't look like any nefarious stuff going on, just a racing incident, and we play on here. But look at this, Fabian Fitness with the slingshot down the main, down the back, not so straight, should we say, into this little suicide section now that we've added these barriers. Oh, big sideways from Fabian. He's held onto it somehow. Oh, that's beautiful driving. He's going to drop 2, maybe 3 positions, because Buttygig's just chiming in on the back of him now. Oh, 2 wheels off the circuit. Beautiful overtake there from Buttygig. Full commitment.
Full commitment indeed. That was just hairy as a Greeks back there through that section. You're 200k an hour nearly, and on the 2 wheels on the grass. Beautiful stuff. But Jason McFadden's on the charge here. He's got some stem cell injections in his blood at the moment, and he's hopefully improving his racing IQ. That is a deal from his cousin Brian over in Ireland there for this season. He had hair follicles. He had $1 million each time, and now he's just gone for the stem cell stuff. So this man here needs to get on the charge, and he's doing a great job. He's got his teammate in front of him, Doc Elliott, there too. But the Birdman, big disappointment for the Birdman here. He's back down in 12th. And he's just getting a little bit hounded at the moment by one Paul Buttigieg, in fact, who's coming up on him. He's going to overtake him.
Look at that.
There could be an error here for Lee Crowther. In fact, he's got no pedals at all. He's got no throttle. something's happened. He's trying to press the throttle pedal, but it's nothing happening, or it may be a bad redress here or something. He has redressed, in fact,
he's redressed Atkins.
So maybe the incident again caught in 4K, but geez Louise, he's done a good job, and that was just about as late as you want to leave it. Here comes Fabian Fitness, though, on Buttigieg. Big moment for Fabian, a couple of minutes ago there.
Yes.
He held on to it, but there's definitely some brown stains on the underpants of his tracksuit at the moment, and Jake is just giving him a bath on the exit. Can he keep it together through the turn 9 and 10 section coming out our way soon, just like he couldn't do, but geez, he's on a charge here. Jake's got a little bit of pressure on him, knowing that is his championship rival, all right, behind him. So up to it in the moment, sort of down the creek without a paddle. That is a massive move by the head of the cheese board, and he's punted off big Remo Grant. Oh man, just served up the bloody blue vein, and it was about 4 years off. Gave it straight to Remo and said, have a piece of that, son.
Yeah.
And gave him an absolute pasting. Oh, that's dead set poor there from the head of the cheese board. He'll be ruining that one. Hopefully he redresses for Remo Grant, who's sitting down there in 27. I think he's doing it now.
Yeah, I think he has. He's ended up behind him anyway, but caught that as well. He did bounce off the inside wall, so just bit too overzealous to get to the apex, hit the inside wall, bounced off, and poor old Remo Grant was the one that paid the price, but he goes back down to 24th position. There's absolute positional changes all up and down the field. We're watching Keen Lawson, Sam Dooley, and here goes, oh geez, that was Dooley, sorry, going up the inside. Oh, tomato, the cheese board. Things have just gone from bad to worse. We're going to get the camera off him here because I feel like we're jinxing him here a little bit. Yeah, let's give it to him, ladies and gentlemen. Champ Street early. He has off into the bunda. It's a night to forget for the cheese board. The cheese has gone off, folks, but Colin Warwick and Colton Atkins now side by side down into turn 1. Let's have a look if they can pull this up safely. Colton just turns in like there's no one there. There's a bright red Formula Ford there, Colton. Maybe a little radar app would be useful there in that situation. Clinton Olive's come a buster as well in all the madness. Jesus Christ, it's all living up to its name here at the moment. But let's get on to some dead set battles up the front here, because look at this little train. We've got Buttigieg, Fitness and Elliott all having a good old sniff and a crack.
Yeah, because it is a cork in the bottle situation here for Jake. He's now held up Fabian just enough to give Andre Elliott a sniff, and McFadden needs to get on his bike, because at the moment he could be getting a 3-for-1 deal here with these three drivers in front going at each other. And a bit of a suck there from Fabian. You can see him edging closer and closer to the gearbox of Jake Buttigieg now. This is the view from the T-Cam on board Doc's car. What can Fabian do? Look at that slide there from Buttigieg. Fabian kept it together, and that is dead set car control. Jake's on the grass, and he manages to keep it all the way as well. Oh my goodness me, that is cracking. But Doc has got the best run on Fabian. Fabian seen him coming and darted to the right-hand side. Now we're 2x2 coming into the final braking zone at the back straight section. How can they navigate it? They all sort of do, but a bump and a run there nearly from Doc on the back of Buttigieg, and a massive send there from Fabian Fitness just takes P4 from the clutches of Jake and says, I'm having that one, Champo. And now he's got Doc Elliott to worry about. That was a sensational dive there from Fabian Fitness. Made it stick, got the job done, and now he's got a good three seconds up the road to find a Hackster, if he can do it with 9 minutes left in this one. Fantastic racing.
Oh, he's very good at doing that. We've seen it over the past few seasons. Just a little opportunity, pokes its head out, and bam, he's right up there into it. Looks like Kermit the Frog's come a gutser there. He is off the field, back on there. It's not easy being green, ladies and gentlemen, but here he is back out, and all those tyres are very cooked. He's going to have to nurse them back to a reasonable temperature before he can get going again. Clinton Olive just coming up behind him at a rate of knots. Let's see how they navigate each other down here into turn 1. Let's get a wider view, should we say. Here goes Clinton Olive. They're both side by side, wheel to wheel here. You don't want to get tangled up in these Formula Fords, because the wheels do interlock, and that's a bad time for everyone involved. But that's a beautiful overtake. Textbook stuff there from Clinton Olive, and he will continue on his merry way. Here's a nice little battle pack of cars happening here at 18th, 19th and 20th position. We got Warwick, Smart and Dooley, and there's another car as well. There's 4, there could be 5 here. This is an absolute, this is a cracking little battle. Buttigieg has come a guts, and we just saw him there off the side of the circuit, facing the wrong way. he'll be back and stronger, better than ever. But here's a nice little battle up the front here. Andre and Fabian going hard here again into turn 9 and 10. Whoa, geez, that's tight stuff. There goes Elliot up the inside of this little part, giving each other room. And here's Jake Buttigieg, best view in the house on the road down to turn 11. Wowee.
This is incredible racing. Have a look at him go, ladies and gentlemen. He got 3 wide here into the heavy braking zone, and it looks like Doc Elliott's been the biggest loser. Fabian's diving it, and he slideways into the side of the poor old Jake Buttigieg. Andre's going to get another look here too. Fabian's got the move done somehow. They haven't interlocked wheels, but been bumping and running there. And here comes Jason McFadden now into this one, and so is Wallace. He's getting involved too at the back there. Oh, massive moment there from Buttigieg. He crossed it all up. Doc Elliott punted him, but they come out the other side again. This is incredible stuff. Here is William Wallace. He's going for it here on McFadden. McFadden's got the better run at the moment. In fact, he hasn't, because he is Fader and Wallace gone for it. Braveheart's just doing it for Scotland here against the Kiwis. He's got the run. Jason's got no answers, but he's on the advantageous side of the circuit. Is he going to outbrake him into turn 1? He does, in fact. Sends it up the inside. Bit of smoke signals coming from Jason. Has he overshot the mark? No, he hasn't. Just gets pulled up. And oh boy, in the fair dinkum racing department, these boys are going hammer and tong here, and Fabian Finn is still the biggest winner. Buttigieg is there, and Andre Elliott's licking his wounds because he was on for 4th.
All on the edge and hanging it loose. What else do you like to see? Oh, McFadden just using a bit of the green stuff on the outside there. Worked out well because he's just turned the nose in a little bit sharper than he would have, but he's got his hands full now because Hayden Wallace right up his clacker here, going down between turn 5 and 6. This is a tricky little section in these cars. The rear end, because the track just dips away there, really wants to come around, so a certain amount of car control required here. And I'll tell you what, when you're in the thick of racing, it's a hard task to do. Mick Wallace pulls out of the mixed slipstream of McFadden there as he goes up the inside, down the back straight, gets the job done. Look at that, just bars him on the way through there. Thank you very much. And McFadden's just going to have to go back to the drawing board. Let's try it on board and see how he navigates this little section. I feel this turn here, if you can nail that, you are absolutely setting up for an overtake into the braking zone next, and that's a really good exit there too from McFadden. He will be looking up the inside, don't you worry about that. Wallace stays on his line, just leaves the door open completely. Oh, McFadden saw it, then the gate started to close and the heart started to go a little bit faster, almost losing it, but it just manages to keep it going, and it's all harm, no foul. On to lap 5 coming up.
Oh yeah, these guys are racing for sheep stations here, dead set. Cracking stuff though, keeping it clean and on the edge, as we said earlier. Geez, they're driving really, really well. These inside the top 10, the battles are up and down the field. McEwen's just given everyone an absolute toweling, and he's 6 seconds nearly up the road from Matt Munro. The Hacksters kept on Matt Munro there as well. In fact, it's only 7/10, so a little bit of a gap there to think about and keep an eye on. But here's Einstein. He's going for a massive E equals MC squared there. He nearly got the equation done and nearly completed it, but he's going to have to go back to the chalkboard and think about that one once more and just double check his own mathematician, his statics or whatever he calls them, as that was very, very close to an absolute disaster there. But he's fighting on for another lap. And Olaf did not want that to happen because he had a mare at the start of this one too. That's the last thing he needs. But look at Cole Warwick. He's having a good old tussle here at the moment. He's got Remo Grant in front of him. And that is a Speed Nation car ready to go. Hopefully he's got the best gear underneath as Rem, because he got punted off by the head of the cheese board. And fighting himself up inside the top 15. Well, Warwick's gone for it up the inside. Beautiful move. And that is too wide there from Remo Grant to even think about a defensive manoeuvre. He's going to try and slip it back up the inside here, though. I'm telling you, in the slipstream coming onto the back straight. So watch out, Cole. He's coming for you. If Rem can just stick there, this is going to be another slipstream battle, and he could get it done again. This track at the moment is 100%, as we always say, a bit of a chess game instead of a playing checkers here situation for most of these drivers. If they can nail this one here and the exit of turn 10, these are the two set-up places for a massive, massive overtake. Remo's not close enough here at the moment, but he's just tucked in now to the slipstream, and you can see that car edging ever so closer. Edging is a good thing, ladies and gentlemen, in here and also in your house as well, if you know what I'm talking about. And he's doing it right now. Is he going to go for it, Rem? He's going up the inside on Cole Warwick. Cole gives him beautiful space there, but he's massive bin. Oh, massive disaster there for the two, and that is huge there. Brody Barber goes through at a massive rate of knots. So does everyone else in Sam Bensley and
Sam
Olive
Bensley.
too. But Warwick is going to have to come back and give that one a raid back to Remo Grant there. Unfortunately, caught live there, and he's done so. Great job.
Beautiful stuff there. It was just a matter of Remo just being offline a little bit, and he had to overslow the car just to keep it on the circuit. And I think Warwick was pretty much committed to that switchback. But when Remo parked it on the apex, there was nowhere for him to go except into the gearbox of that little Formula Ford in front. But he's done the right thing, and gentlemanly stuff there from both of these guys. Actually, they're all reports as well from a few of the drivers that these two guys are some of the most respectful racers on the circuit. So good to see them both finding each other there on circuit. Here's a man who we haven't called since round one, really. He went missing last week. Lee James has found himself up there in the top 12, doing a great old job here as well, keeping control of the car. And maybe the driving tips from M. Munro are doing the job here at the moment.
Yeah, he could be. Could be getting some. Just slow it down, Champo, and brake here, and turn it in at 90 degrees at this corner, and then open it up on the exit sort of style there from Matthew. And it's paying himself dividends at the moment. Is Lee James, because he's inside the top 12, as we just said, and driving really well. He's got a bit of clean air in front of him and a bit of clean air behind him as well. So a great place for him to just focus on doing some hot lapping here in the race, which is going to make him ever so better for the next two races coming up. Andre Elliott is having a good old-fashioned go at it here. He's trying his best to stick on the back end of Jake Buttigieg there, who's only half a second the road from him now. You'll get a little bit of a slipstream here, so you've just got to nail this braking zone, go for the wide apex, and then dart it in and get that thing nearly up on the curb and focus on the exit as he does, as we see a couple of cars stream through as we go through. There was Ezra Simons, there's Wallace go through, and look at this battle heating up here at the back. We've got Remo Grant again. He's got Bensley and the haircut in front of him. Haircut's a fair bit up the road, but Bensley's his next target in his sights at the moment. Can he get the old sniper out and just go bang for an overtake?
Oh, no.
Speak of death!
Oh, no.
My goodness me. Warwick has come a gutser again, and I think he came with Keen Lawson.
Yep.
And Liam's love child has come a gutser with the big man. That is a disaster for Cole. He's had an absolute mare, and you can see him waiting there. In fact, it could be suspension damage and all over here for Keen Lawson, because that car looks like it's got a little bit of some steering damage.
Yeah.
And but he's done. He's out. He's a complete cactus.
He's done for tonight. That's enough for poor old Keen Lawson. Here's Remo Grant, and that battle with him and Sam Bensley. Geez, they're real tight on circuit. This is going to be a perfect opportunity to use the Melbourne suck that we've heard about so often. We've got the Melbourne shuffle here on screen. Now it's the Melbourne suck. Here he goes up the inside here into turn one. Remo perfectly positioned to make this overtake stick. Gets a couple of wheels off into the AstroTurf. That's how you use this circuit, ladies and gentlemen. You got to use every inch of it that's available, and Remo's certainly done that this time. But Sam Bensley now gets the I guess the free DRS kick, or the Melbourne suck kick down into turn three. So they it's kind of like, as you said earlier, Zach, with the way these guys use the slipstream around this long circuit. It's kind of like the early days of DRS, when it was a bit of a leapfrog game, and you have to think a few laps ahead as to where you're going to be on the circuit, as to where you want to finish up. You want to be, I guess, running second on the last lap, so you can get that DRS overtake and take the win. So a few things to think about here for these drivers, but Sam Bensley just maybe recuperating the damage here and pulling up behind Remo Grant for maybe a little bit of a return serve.
Oh, he's just going to be close enough, I think, here, but Rem's gone defensive. Actually, great driving there from both of these guys. Has not given Sam Bensley an option to go anywhere, so a little bit of a slingshot is on here for Bensley. If he can get this apex nailed and the exit done, he can, because that was a shocker there from Remo, and this is going to be like taking candy from a baby here. This should be so simple around the outside here for Sam Bensley, but no, Rem's gone to the inside, and he's gone for the old lake braking manoeuvre. Has he out-braked himself here, Remo? He has too. See you later. Now there goes Sam Bensley with the switchback. Absolutely sensational stuff there. Pressure point motors from Sam Bensley, but this man has not been under pressure all night, because he's crossed the finish line about 30 seconds ago and taken the win. Alex McEwen, dead set champion, and add some ballast to this guy. We've got to slow him down. Well done, Alex McEwen.
Absolutely. Gets 5 kilos for his efforts there tonight. Beautiful racing. He was out there by, 8 seconds. That's why we didn't notice that he'd actually gone past the finish line. Beautiful stuff, and all the battling up and down the circuit. One can be excused. But McEwen on fire tonight, looking to to make up some amends of his missing the first round in this series. He's taken top points here with qualifying. He gets 2. He gets another 50 for the win here, and possibly an extra 2 for fastest lap. So he's coming in hot and fast here tonight, folks. Alex McEwen, watch out for him there in the number 31. Matt Munro crossing the line for second. Another man we didn't really call too much because he was just out there in no man's land. Held that gap to Brennan Hark as well. 7/10 was pretty much the status quo throughout the entire race. Fabian crossing the line in 4th. What could it have been if he didn't have that little hiccup earlier on? He might have been able to hang it fat with the 2 boys up in front of him. Jake Buttigieg, who's he? That's his mate on track there. Jake Buttigieg there getting a little bit of a serve on track by Fabian Fitness, and they'll race back to the pits as well. Andre rounding out your top 6 with Jason McFadden, Ezra Simons, Hayden Wallace, and Colton Atkins. What a comeback drive from him. We saw him face the wrong way after lap 1 and manages to fight his way through to 10th. So cracking drive there from him.
Yeah, great stuff there from the American himself. And he'll be giving himself a big pat on the back because that means he's going to be starting off pole position for the next race coming up, race 2. Great racing from everyone, I have to say. That was a bit of everything happened. We had bins, we had overtakes from absolute miles away, we had sends, and they all came off pretty well, and we had some deaths there too. So race 1 gave us everything. That's just a precedent for what is going to come here for the rest of the evening. We've got 2 more to go, ladies and gentlemen. Race 2 is up next. It's a 16-minute race. It's a reverse top 10. So Colton Atkins and Hayden Wallace are going to find themselves 1 and 2 in the positional departments there with Ezra Simons, McFadden and Elliott. Your top 5. The winners and podium getters going to have to do it the hard way for race 2. Don't you go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. Simsational TV will be right back.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance. Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles.
We are back, folks. Race 2 coming up shortly. An eventful one in race 1. These little cars are serving up some great racing, but also a bit of mayhem as well. They're a bit harder to navigate than the Toyotas of last season. But I think they can teach a thing or two as well to some of these new drivers, Zach O'Reilly.
Well, you know what? It's all about a learning process here. It's like you're back at primary school And you just think to yourself, gee whiz, that 1 + 1 is 2, but I don't really know what 3 × 6 is at the moment. I'll learn that one later. And as the night goes on, these boyos will get themselves a little bit better prepared for it, and hopefully no more misdemeanors like we saw in race 1, where it can go from awesome to absolute disaster in a heartbeat for these guys. So it's going to be interesting. These boys are entering the server now. Some cars pop up into the field, and it's a big task at the moment for Colton Atkins, who's going to start the race from P1, and he is a little bit nervous, I reckon. Maybe not nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, but nearly at that stage where the sweat starts to come in hot and steady, and it says he's in the serve, but where is he?
Yeah, that could be an issue. There's a couple of drivers missing. Actually, the top 3, all Wallace, Atkins as well. Certainly not in the server. I'm waiting for a message to pop through on either the Discord or the chat here, folks. We've still got a minute to go, but I can't see Colton Atkins anywhere. There's a couple of cars still not in the server. Oh, what is going on? Do we wait for them? Do we reset the server? Haven't heard anything.
Let's give it a quick reset, I reckon. I'll go and see what's going on.
Actually, go and investigate Zach O'Reilly. In the meantime, those of you who are new to the channel, if you're out there watching the show, chuck a little like on the video, give us a subscribe on the channel, and if you want, get the notification bell going. I need to restart this. I need to restart this race right now before it goes green. I've done it. I think I've done it. Race restarted. Woo, that was close. I bet ya these guys were absolutely shitting their pants seeing the lights all the way up there. This is the sad reality of running a league and commentating on it at the same time. So I'm running a server with one hand, I'm running the cameras with the other. Very hard to do, but we will be back. I'm going to reset this, make sure everyone can get in properly, and we're going to be back in just a moment, folks. Do not go anywhere.
Depending on the simulator model being purchased, you will receive a range of training resources to help you to facilitate quality driver education. SDT is the exclusive distributor of Fatal Vision alcohol impairment goggles, marijuana simulation goggles, and drowsy and distracted blinking goggles. All are used to demonstrate the dangers of such impairments on the driver. Also available are driver training posters, driving handbooks, and distracted driving resources. Our simulators make the perfect training tool for drivers to experience how various impairments affect their performance.
All right, looks like it's working a little bit better. Colton Atkins is in the server this time. Hayden Wallace sitting next to him off the front row. Ezra Simon's poised there in third position. Jason McFadden sits behind them. He'd be a dark horse to take out this round as well. He'll be certainly giving a little bit of hurry-curry to the boys in front of him. Who's behind them? Andre Elliott. Let's go down and have a look at some of these cars. In the 22 Pennzoil. Not just oil, Pennzoil. Well, that's it. Play on words if I've ever seen one. Here's Jake Buttigieg behind him in the Air Multicar. Can't miss it. He's the championship standings leader. Although after the finish there by Fabian Fitness, he's his closest rival in the championship. Both of these guys starting 7th and 8th. Brendan Hark behind them as well, with Matt Munro rounding out the top 9, with Alex McEwen obviously starting 10th with the top 10 reverse grid. Maybe Gray Ward can maybe stick the fireworks up McEwen's ass here coming into turn 1. Maybe. I've seen it happen before. James is there in 12th position with Clinton Olive, Lee Crowther, the Birdman. Brody Barber. Sorry, There's so many names. I just can't keep up. Sam Bensley, Remo Grand down there in 18th. Joshy Sadler, Paul Buttigieg, David Smart looking for 99 in this one. Kermit the Frog in 22. Will Salmon as well. A battle of the animals down there in 22nd and 23rd. Sam Dooley, Dion Clerk, Scotty McEwen, Tom Marzella, Colin Warwick, Keen Lawson starting 29th. Plenty of cars out there to keep the battle happening. Zach O'Reilly, let's call the first lap.
Absolutely. As the lights are up, ladies and gentlemen, this is race 2, 16 minutes coming your way, and it's a jump there from Colton Atkins. Looks like he's got a good one too. That's a fantastic start. Pretty even Stevens between 1 and 2, and these guys now starting to get themselves navigating turn 1. Can they get there cleanly? Colton looks like he's going to get through no worries at all. Ezra Simons is trying to have a dip here at the moment, but he just gets single files himself and slots himself back in to the formal positions. Fabian's already on the charge though. Him and Buttigieg are already side by side, and it's Doc Elliott in front of them too. He's trying to get on the back of Ezra Simons. He's gone defensive early into turn 3. This is hairy stuff. This is where it all came a gutter, and someone has come a gutter in Simons. He's lost it there completely. Buttigieg's there too, and a punted run. What has happened there to Atkins as well? He's been turned around again. My goodness gracious
corner.
me, in the fair department. That is Groundhog Day stuff from race 1. Massive disaster there. 1 cent, 2 cent, Punterino, get off the track, mate.
No.
Just bloody hell, this guy cannot catch a trick at the moment. Sends him back to America, the whole Australian and New Zealand field. But Simons has still got himself in third and said, thank you, I'm going to keep taking this one. It is Jake Buttigieg in second place, right behind Ezra, though, his Baby Fitness. So 2 Kiwis going at it. The Kiwis leading this one, though, is Jason McFadden. So after all of that, he's the big man in front. The stem cell research man is leading this race. Brian's cousin out in front. And here is Fabian looking every which way he can, though. Buttigieg sent it on the inside of Ezra Simons. He got P2. Beautiful driving here. What can Fabian do on the exit? That is McFadden wide in the foreground. It is a suck battle now. Fabian's going to go for it, but Simons is going to go right. I'm telling you, he will. But he's not going to go right quick enough. He's just going to let Fabian through. No, that's too late, Ez. It's all done now. Fabian's going to send it up the inside. Can this be an absolute disaster? No, just pulls it up. Thank goodness gracious me in the fair dinkum department. But here comes Matt Munro. The missile torpedoed his way through, and he's got the jump there on Fabian and said, I'll take that one off your champo when you're battling. But here comes Fabian again. He's giving him a little bump. And at the back here is McEwen looking at this. It is just going off here, left, right, and centre. You name it. We've got it all happening here at Simsational TV. Matt Munro full sideways and just managed to pull it up. What is going on here?
Absolute exciting stuff here on the first lap. But look at this. Matt Munro with a cracking run here on Fabian. Fabian goes defensive. They're going to go side by side here, and anything could happen down into turn 1. We've seen these guys racing in the past. They leave nothing on the table, but Matt Munro this time giving him a massive wide berth. Whoa, cigarette paper between the rear wheels and the front wheels of Fabian Fitness. Let's ride on board with Alex McEwen because he's got a pretty good view of this. Look at those two chopping and changing. Matt Munro weaving all over the circuit, keeping Fabian Fitness behind. But here goes McEwen looking around the outside. Oh, getting absolutely driven off the circuit there by Fabian. I don't know if he'd be too happy about that. But up the front, the battle is on. We're going to have to go to it because Buttigieg's right up behind Jason McFadden here at the moment. Lap 1, lap 2. It's going to be a tough task to keep the championship leader behind him here, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. It's looking really nefarious here for Jason McFadden. He has got to get the gallop on here and just stick it right there. And that's what he does. He's doing everything he possibly can to stay on the advantageous side of the circuit. It's a drag race, though. Now they're side drafting each other down the back straightaway here. McFadden's got a less radius to go, but it'll all even out by the time they come straight here. But it's still not enough overlap there for Jake to do a move unless he's going to try and do an Oscar Piastri. No, he doesn't. McFadden just darts in and breaks early. Full defensive driving there from Chase. Well done. Got that job done and stuck it there fat for Jake to think about another move at another corner. But look at this. McEwen has got muscled away and back in front of Fabian Fitness too. So that might have been a redress or something. But now Matt Munro's under a threat from the big man in front of him. And now around the outside goes McEwen. Just says, thank you, I'm gone. And uses that full ballast advantage he's got to his absolute demise there for Matt Munro's position 4.
Yeah, look at this. Buttigieg and McFadden just trading places there as well through the final couple of turns. And this has now turned into a 6-car train. We got all 6 of them there battling for the lead. Buttigieg, let's have a look out the back of his car because that will be a sight to behold. We got McFadden, Ezra Simons up there. McEwen now getting in front of Munro as well with Fitness and Brendan Hark just on the back of them a little bit further back. But let's see if they can keep it in their pants for a couple of laps. This is exciting stuff, folks. Down there, Thomas Marzella getting in front of Salmon as well. The battle of the cheese and salmon, that's a classy evening if you ask me. But down into turn 3, Buttigieg still leads. McFadden right on his 6 there with Simon's sticking it fat with these guys as well. He can do that, but McEwen is all over the back of him here at the moment. Let's ride on board with the race 1 winner and pole sitter as well, because we can take a few notes on how to go racing around this circuit, because he is giving Ezra certainly something to think about. He's just setting him up here as well. Get in the slipstream for this long run down to the braking zone of turn 9 and 10. Gets out of the slipstream early. That's an interesting decision, but maybe he'll just stick back in here now, getting a half draft, but certainly covering off the inside. And there goes McEwen up into the podium places. Matt Munro giving a bump draft as well. Jeez, there was nothing in it there. Let's see if he's going to try and send it hard into turn 9. He does, but gives him plenty of room. That's a wild little exchange there from those guys at high speed, mind you.
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely going for it, these two. I'm telling you, really, really cracking stuff from the both of them. I love seeing this sort of action on the track and off the track as well. They're close as they want to be, and look at all these cars going through. Boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum department. Oh, Matt Munro on the slide there. Just pulled it up, but he's going to be absolutely sucked here by Fabian Fitness. The Melbourne suck is going on. It's not 2 a.m. at Revolver, ladies and gentlemen. It's on track here with the suck action. And there it goes. Ezra Simons again around the outside of Matt Munro. So a 2-for-1 deal, not in the favour of Matt Munro. He's been done, and he's lost those 2 places. He's going to have to go back to the drawing board here because he's got 10 minutes to do it. Ezra Simons is going to be really, really defensive here. Can he get enough run on this exit and get into the suck quick enough to Fabian before Matt gets onto the back of him? Matt's going for it. Ezra hasn't seen him coming. He's going to try a late move there at the moment, but no, they're side by side into turn 1 we go. Is Matt Munro going to do it? He is up the inside, but Simons is going to stick there. Oh, bump in a drive. There goes Matt. He's off. Oh, you couldn't write about that one, ladies and gentlemen, in the fair dinkum department. That is an absolute murder. On screen there, full racing incident, I would say, in Matt Munro's eyes. Probably not.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a little bit of a squeeze there from Simons. Maybe not enough racing room given on the inside. But he got the better of it, and it looks like he is charging on without a redress. So that one goes through to the stewards. He's got his own issues here because Brendan Hark, one of the quickest guy, well, the quickest guy during the week in practice, got him right up his clacker as well. In the meantime, Buttigieg and McEwen have skipped away out there to a 1.2 second lead over Fabian Fitness, and then another 2.5 seconds back to these two, which we're watching here. Brendan Hark just jumping out of the slipstream to the inside line. That's where you want to be coming down to turn 9. McFadden's joining in as well. Let's ride on board with him and see if he can split the needle here. You can see there's just nowhere for him to go. He's boxed in, and Hark just gets over to the racing line. Beautiful stuff. And McFadden has to get right out of the throttle to allow Simons to go through. Otherwise, there would have been contact, but now he's got a... Wow, look at that. A little bit of a bump draft. How are you going? Can't go around him. Try to go through him. I don't know if that's going to work either, but McFadden now sits in 6th position, and there's battling down here with Remo and Dion Clerk as well.
Yeah, definitely. They're having a good old tussle, these two. Remo and Dion are good friends off and on the circuit. They're both Speed Nation cars, in fact. So line astern there for 9th and 8th, and that battle's just fizzled out a little bit. Sam Bensley's come off the track there in the background. He's going down to the rate of knots. Joshy Sadler is under pressure here from Dr. Dre, who was in 15th about 2 corners ago and now finds himself back up into 12th. So a charge through the field here for the Dr. Dre. Let's see what he can do. Jake Buttigieg's done a 58.3. Boy, oh boy, that's quick with some fuel on board. But Doc charging his way. 12th place at the moment. He's now got a good 1.4 seconds to catch up to the Einstein in front of him. But the head of the cheese board is not having a mare at the moment. He's in 14th after disaster race 1. Looks like he's going to get this job done cleanly. Fingers crossed. My goodness gracious me. It could be anything here with the cheese board, but he's got it done. Sends it up the inside. Redemption for the head of the cheese board. Gets it out the other side of turn 2 and skips off down the first of the mini straightaways here at Melbourne.
Yeah, well done there. He needed a good result, really, in the eyes of the viewers there. We saw the best and the worst of the cheese board all happening in that first race, but he's come good now. Here's Simons all over the back. McFadden as well. They were real close there on track, but I think McFadden has just got the better of him now. The battle for the lead's on with Buttigieg and McEwen. just pulling up on the inside like we saw a couple of laps ago, getting to that inside line, the shorter radius around this back straight. It's where you want to be. It'll gain you a couple of tenths, and now it could just be a good old demolition job, because the man who just strangled the field in race 1 now has got to the lead here in race 2, and I don't know if anyone's going to be able to take him down here at this stage, unless Buttigieg can strike in the next couple of corners while he's just there. But McEwen will do what McEwen does best and slowly turn the screws and just walk away from the field from here.
Yeah, he will, and well, we fingers crossed for Jake Buttigieg's sake he doesn't. So we got something to race at the end of it. We've got 6 minutes and 8 seconds left in this one, ladies and gentlemen, and it's still on. Look at this. It's on between Smart there and that is Doc Elliott. In fact, they're both going at it. Look at Smart just up the inside. Gets the equation finished there on the chalkboard, but not for too long, because here comes Thomas Edison with the electricity just around the outside of Dr. Dre, but he's gone too wide as Doc, overcooked it, and there goes the Einstein again. He's got P11 there now, secured hopefully for the next remainder of these laps up, but it doesn't look like it now. He's just made an absolute mare of that final turn, and now Dr. Dre's got a beautiful, beautiful exit. He's just going to sit inside there and go for the outside run. He does, which is the inside now into turn 1, and this could be a switch for positions again. How often do you see positions change 4 corners in a row, ladies and gentlemen? Right here at the Wednesday Cup. This is Simsational Esports, and these boys are putting on a show. That was a cracking move there from Dr. Dre. Just sends it up the inside, Fabian Fitness style, and just yeets himself straight off down the distance. And now Smart's under threat from the cheese board behind him. And here's Dion Clerk getting done there by Gray Ward, in fact, who's just on a mission. This is disaster.
Wardy.
That was Wardy. He says he does save it. By jingoes. He dead set shit himself there. The old 58-year-old reflexes there of Gray Ward. No, he's not 58. He's 42.
I don't think he's that old.
He's 42 or something. But the reflexes are still there for the big man. Every colour under the sun apart from his first name, this man, Grey Ward.
Yeah, the old monochrome warrior out there in 7th position. This will probably be his best result if he can hold on to this in the Wednesday Cup. So he'll be fighting for his life here with 4 minutes and 40 to go. Speaking of which, Simons and McFadden very close on circuit. You can see McFadden just driving it in nice and deep through the 9 and 10 chicane, and Ezra just opting for the slower into 9 and a faster out of 10. That's the way to do it, folks. If you want to set up an overtake, the gap's there on the inside, Ezra. What are you doing? Instead, he just pins the back of McFadden's car, pushes him in a little deep. Maybe a few notes being taken from Shane Van Gisbergen, and just the old bump and run through turn 11. But I don't know if that's going to work for him this time. Is smarter than that. He was on the anchors a little bit quicker, and look at the rotation that McFadden's getting through that slow hairpin-ish kind of turn there as well. One of the tightest turns on the circuit, and just walking away from Ezra Simons here at the moment. So we'll go back down the field, because there are battles shaping up all over the spot. Let's go back down to Sam Dooley, because he is down with Hayden Wallace here as well. 3/10 the difference, but now it's all happening with Munro and Grant. So we're going to go back to there side by side into turn 1.
Oh, this is cracking stuff. Matt Munro pulls out of it, actually, in fact, and just thinks twice. So a little bit of composure there from the man, a bit of patience. He's getting more of that. He's sort of turning into a hospital, but no, he's just gone for it on the outside and just ran out of patience, dead hospital style there, and he's going to take P9 here straight off Remo Grant. He's having a cracker of a race, mind you. P10 for Rem. He'll be very, very happy with this so far. He's got a quick customer. Matt Munro's got past him. Can Matt Munro consolidate his position and get on the back end of Dion Clerk with 3 minutes and change left in this one? What can the cheese board do? Him and Smart are going absolutely at it like sheep stations here, and they're really, really driving each other into whatever apex they possibly can. And it's the head of the cheese board who's come out in front, given everyone a bit of the blue vein cheese. It's in date this time, and gone for it. But speaking of going for it, it's another bump drafting session, because Ez has got the job done on Jason McFadden for now. Oh, no! That was disaster. He tried to do the same thing that Ezra did to him, but it nearly killed them both. And unfortunately there for Jason, it's given a massive gap and a breathing space there for Ezra Simons. It's a chance of an overtake coming into turn 11 as we go down the back straightaway here. And now they've got about 2 laps to go, I reckon. Where's Alex McEwen? He's there he's coming into turn 13 and 14 now. So We will have 2 laps left in this one to go after this one is finished before the checkered flag is waved. What can Jason do? Can he get up the inside, get around poor old Ezra Simons for P5 again, which they've been fighting over for the last 4 laps in a row. It's been one of the most cracking battles I've ever seen. If these boys aren't having fun over the team comms, I'm telling you now, I'll go out me shoot.
Yeah, well, you may as well serve it up because there might be some more fun, some more drama, some more action to come here with the minute 52 as the curtain draws on race 2 here tonight. McFadden wants to get by Simons, but Simons wants to say no to that. But look at this, McFadden had all the chance in the world there to just push him up the inside. What is going on here? He's just pushed him wide. That's a good old-fashioned SVG overtake. And Ezra's gone fucking sideways through turn 2. What is happening here? Those boys are certainly having fun in the chat, I'm sure. I don't know, I'm not even going to try and understand what happened there, but a little bit of bump drafting, a little bit of Shane Van Gisbergen, and a little bit of sideways action. So let's go down the order. Dooley and Har. Oh, look out. Dooley's travelling slowly here, possibly a redress maybe. We haven't seen much of the Pertec Ford here as well tonight. The 117, he's down here. He's made his way up to...
what's happening to McFadden?
Yeah, no, McFadden's binned it on his own by the looks of it. And this car's coming up at a rate of knots. They've split the hair there and gone around, parted the seas, if you will. Remo and Andre Elliott avoided contact somehow, but Elliott and Grand now fighting hard. Elliott has the inside run and will just take that position off him for now, but Remo might get a second chance at the, a second bite at the cherry is what I'm trying to say once he gets to the end of this little straight.
Yeah, he's looking pretty racy, is Rem, but at the moment he's still on for a really good result. P10 will still be happy with that, but he's got a bit of juicy fruit in front of him, and Dr. Dre's not forgotten about his Doc. He's charging his way back through the field from 19th or something. And speaking of charging, look at this, 3 wide coming into turn 9. Oh, that's bad for the olive man. I'll tell you what, the olive tree's gone straight off there, planted himself back into the grass, and he will have to lick some wounds and absolutely think about it for the next one, because he's just given Marzella and Smart an absolute free kick. Look at Gray Ward and Dion Clerk, though. My goodness me, Ward's on a mission tonight. He's just going for it. He's in P6, ladies and gentlemen. This is by far the best performance we've seen of him so far. McEwen has got across the start-finish line as the timer checks 0. So this is the final lap of the race for everyone on screen at the moment. Gray Ward has just galloped away over Dion Clerk and said, thank you, I'm taking that one. Cracking drive here from Gray. He'll be giving everyone some bit of stick there, saying an old man can drive, boys. Yeah. And speaking of which, this man is definitely showing everyone how he can drive. 2 and a bit seconds in front of Jake Buttigieg, the championship leader. But he won't mind that, will Jake, because guess what? He's still in front of Fabian Fitness, his championship rival so far. So a good little points haul here for Alex McEwen, but it's better for Jake Buttigieg in the end of it. And all Alex has to do now is navigate 3 and a bit kilometres left of the Albert Park circuit, take the checkered flag for 2 out of 2, and then you'll have to start from the hardest position on the grid, admittedly, right in the thick of it in P15 for the next one. Yeah, you don't want to be in 15th, that's for sure. There is a, well, as you've seen, they like to bunch up there in the mid-pack, so it's a smart driver's haven. You see guys like Alex McEwen, he's got one of the highest racing IQs I've ever come across in my sim racing career. And he will certainly be thinking about where he places that car coming through the field. And look, if I was a betting man, I'd put money on him coming out the other side in front of the rest of them. Especially tonight, he's on fire as he rounds into the third sector here at Albert Park. He started from 10th, he's worked his way through, and he's done it cleanly and convincingly as well. Wasn't impatient. Sat there when he needed to, took the opportunities when they came, and also didn't push the envelope too hard. Alex McEwen comes across the line to take checkered flag in race 2, and that's 2 from 2 plus pole position. Are we looking at a clean sweep tonight? Only one more race to find out, but wowee, it's been a good show so far from this man on screen. Yeah, great stuff there, Alex McEwen. Well done for first place. Cracking drive there from Buttigieg too. Absolutely gave Fabian Fitness a bath there, but good 5 seconds away. 6 seconds in front of him was Jake there for second place. Third goes to Fabian Fitness on your screen now, looking very, very racy. Is this man tonight? He's 100% got the testosterone injections ready and waiting for his 13th place start for the final one. The Hackster a really, really good job from him as well. Our man who's fastest in practice in 4th place. Ezra Simon's in 5th for Speed Nation, putting on a defensive masterclass. And this guy, Mr. Snap-on, Gray Ward, really, really cool stuff from him. 6th place. Tell you what, if you're Mrs. Ward at the moment, you're in some danger after this race is all done. I'm telling you, it's all happening here in the Ward household. Dion Clerk gets 7th place. Gallant effort from him, only just behind Grey Ward, only 4/10. Matt Munro fought his way back through the field after getting yeeted early on in that one. Dr. Dre in 9th place, and Jason McFadden had it all to play for. Goes full in the air, jumps the curve there. That was cracking stuff there from the big man, but still gets 10th place. He'll be happy with that one.
Yeah, beautiful stuff. And to round out the field, we've got Grand in 11th, Smart in 12th, Marzella doing a good job there after his round one, or his race one disaster. Clinton Olive there in 14th position with Senior Buttigieg in 15th, Brody Barber in 16th, Joshy Sadler in 17th. We've got Adkins in 18th, Bensley and Salmon round out your top 20 with Frog. We got Dooley, we got Crowther, we've got Hayden Wallace, we've got Lee, poor old Lee James after giving him a wrap in race one. He has rounded out the field in the top 25. I like saying that. He's rounded out the field in the top 25. It's a nicer way of saying dead last, ladies and gentlemen. But every race needs someone to round out the field. So this time it is Lee James. Matty can give him some stick in the old household. They're racing in the same house now. They're housemates as well. So a couple of sim rigs set up in the lounge room. It's a sim racer's paradise down there at the Munro house.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Look, I think Brendan Harks ran out of fuel. Speaking of paradise, because you're getting pushed by the Speed Nation cars into the pits. How's that for gentlemen's agreement? Yeah. Cracking stuff there from everyone in Sundry. See, they're all mates, everyone. Yep. You may think the battling's fierce and they curse and carry on and whatever, but there is some camaraderie, revelry and merriment as well going for these guys in the Wednesday Cup. There he goes, Brendan Haxter into his pits. Says thank you to the boys, and he rounds out his session for race 2. But race 3 is coming up, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to get into it. We're going to get fired up. 17 minutes, the final one at Melbourne at Albert Park here tonight, as Rabs Warren said, home of the swooping Magpies. It's going to be live here, and we're ready to rock and roll for race 3. Coming up, get those last refills done on your beverages, get the last packet of Sayos, and pat the cat, pat the dog, go and check on the kids to see if they're actually asleep or just faking it. And Kids Simsational TV, we'll be back for the final time here tonight, Wednesday Cup, in just a hot second. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered, from complete racing rigs and premium flight packs. We here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code SIMSATIONAL, that is SIMSATIONAL. Oh, my God, I can't even speak. And you will get a 10% discount off your end cart price. So go in there.
10%? 10% did you say, Zachary?
I did say 10%, mate. I did not say 5. I did not say 4. I said 10. Wow. Forms and expertise in getting the best gear. Simsational TV has proudly partnered up with Speed Nation. It is New Zealand's go-to destination for high-performance sim gear. They also stock the best and biggest brands in the game, from Thrustmaster, Moser Racing, Next Level Racing, Sparko, Turtle Beach and more. And whether you're looking for the ultra-responsive racing wheels or pro-grade flight controls, immersive audio, or rock-solid cockpits, I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has got it all. They also carry other trusted names like Butt Kicker, PT Actuators, Wheel Stand Pros, Gen Ace, Spectrum in the remote control field, and also Collective Mind. So every step and part of your setup is covered. From complete racing rigs and premium flight packs, we here at Simsational TV, back in Speed Nation, to deliver the gear that takes your experience to the next level. Fast shipping, trusted brands, unbeatable quality, and I'll tell you what, Speed Nation has it all. And as an excellent gift for all of our viewers tonight and members out there of Simsational TV, and if you're trying to get into racing, go to the checkout, buy some stuff off Speed Nation, because if you buy any full-price product on the website, enter the code Simsational, that is SIMSAT.
We are back, folks. It's race 3, 17 minutes and a top 15 reverse grid, which means the senior Buttigieg is on pole position. Wowee. Clinton Olive on his outside. We saw him just teetering on the edge of the top 10 in the championship so far. So he'll be looking for a good showing this race to just bump up his points in the overall championship. Thomas Marzella, the head of the cheese board. Tomato Racing. He's come good after race 1. He had a bit of a shocker, but he's come good in race 2. And I'll tell you what, go and check out Tomato Motorsport. I think that's his YouTube channel. He streams all his cool stuff on there. Go and check him out. He's a legend. He loves the community, and so everyone out there, give him a bit of love as well. David Smart up there in the top 5, splitting the atom perhaps if he's got if he can get the run. Let's see his view here. Look straight through there. That would be a bit of nuclear fission. He'd be happy with that. Maybe he can do those sums on the run, I'm sure. Remo Grand up there in 6th position with Jason McFadden, his old mate behind him. Andre Elliott as well. Matt Munro starts from 9th with Dion Clerk. Gray Ward up there as well in the thick of things. He will have to maybe just watch his turn in. We saw a couple of times he got away with it, turning into the apex when there was a car there. Simons as well did the same thing, but the lights are up. Let's go racing here for race 3. Oh, why not, Zach? Let's take us away. You did well in the second one. Why not? Let's have a fucking...
Why not? Lights are up, and that means we are about to go racing. And Paul Buttigieg jumps off the start there. He's actually got half a good start there, but I'll tell you what, Olive's got an even better one, but he's gone straight to the inside as Paulie. So a cracking opening stanza here. What's Olive going to do? Go around the outside. Go camera angles. Jesus. That is Paul Buttigieg, however, got it through, but now he's off into the bunda. He's going to spin it off. He's banged into Olive, and he's pissed himself off, and Olive's into the wall.
No.
They're all in the fence, ladies and gentlemen. Oh! Big, massive moment there. Andre Elliott's involved. Simon's involved in that one too.
Oh, there's a cow.
And a full pile-up is happening here on turn 2. Oh, my goodness gracious me. You cannot write about that one, ladies and gentlemen. Predictions absolutely out the wall. Marzella's even gone into the side of McFadden and punted him around. Matt Munro's got the job done. He's got into second. And this is all happening. McFadden's gone backwards at a rate of knots. What have the boys done? They've absolutely lost their marbles here. Tell you what, the IQ between the whole grid is the average of the living room temperature here in the household. 24 degrees, I'm telling you. Get smart, boys, as David's on screen. But they're all single filing themselves out now. Now it's Jake Buttigieg on the back end of him. What can he do? Can he get the suck here? It's looking pretty nefarious here for Smart to lose that position. Jake's got the run around the outside, but Smart should just end up on the inside and go for that slipstream there on Brendan Haxter in front of him, but he doesn't. Jake Buttigieg does, however, and now it's going, oh, Hammer and Tong here. This is spicing up, ladies and gentlemen, Dodgy Vindaloo style, and they all get through beautifully. Jake Buttigieg sent it up on the inside of Smart. Oh, it's contact and Smart's around and Buttigieg's around, and it's collected poor old David Finnis as well. Oh, you cannot write about this at all. What the hell is going on, boys? Get a grip on yourself, for Christ's sake. Dion Clerk has come through. Man, unbelievable stuff. And Matt Munro nearly got into the back of the cheese board. In fact, Dion's gone through and said, I'll take P1 off the both of you with all that rubbish, and I'll sail off into the distance. Matt Munro and the cheese board coming together. Dion's just got to keep it together here for the final turn of the race. And boy, oh boy, in the fair dinkum of the department, this is absolute scenes here. This is just the opening lap, ladies and gentlemen, and it's happened already. My goodness gracious me, an absolute barnstormer of a drive from Dion to get through all the rubbish that we've seen here. I reckon these boys should think about their own brains and throw them back in the bin and go to the recycling and start all over again, because that was despicable.
That was not great to see, folks, but all it takes is a little bit of patience on the opening lap. But a lot of these guys, there's just Dion Clerk's overcooked himself, I think, as well, and he goes around. Now we see the comments from the super coach in the background. Fantastic. Munro takes over first position with the Remo, and Marzella just taking it easy there as well. I think he's just trying to survive. He's in survival mode, as a lot of these drivers are at the moment. I'm sure it's all going off in the voice chat as well, but we had a little bit of a word of warning to those guys to start the race. But as we saw, absolute scenes here at Albert Park. All it takes is one car around, and they go spinning around like a chop. And because they're sitting so close to the ground as well, you can't really see what's going on in front of the car in front. That's assuming they all use cockpit view, which they should, mind you. If you don't, you may as well go and play bloody Need for Speed. But these guys, they wouldn't have seen a couple of cars just ditched it there into turn, in between turn 2 and 3. And chaos ensued, as it sometimes does here in the Wednesday Cup. You get a big field. You get a lot of varying skill levels as well. Where did Alex McEwen end up? 7th position, ladies and gentlemen. He has doubled his positional count. He's up 7, and he's up there in the top 10. See, that's what I mean. It's not all down to luck. There is some skill involved in this game, and that's proof in the pudding right there. Alex McEwen up there into 7th position. Colton Atkins finally getting through a first lap as well, so he'll be pretty happy with that. Zach O'Reilly now sitting in the top 5, and it looks like he's damage-free.
He's damage-free, and he's somehow, after being the butt of all the upside-down jokes the whole week that we've just had between Wednesday Cup from last round, he's got himself into the top 5. That's Colton Atkins, but the head of the cheese board here is just towing a little bit of a line at the moment, and he's looking to maybe just stick here in 5th place, because Haxter and Grant in front of him are going to battle, which means he could get a beautiful run up here, which is exactly what he's done. He's made turn 1 and 2, negotiated that perfectly, just gets way out of the way there. He knows he's not the best at navigating his way through a set of traffic cones, let alone 2 Formula Migale, so he's playing the smart game. He's going for it though. So is Haxter. He's got the job done there on Remo, so Remo's going to have to fight here for 4th place, because here comes the cheese board. Cheese board slots in behind him. Bumps him as well there on the exit too. Just a bit of a return serve. Atkins is looking at this going, oh, geez, boys, keep it going. I'm coming through. But now it's all racing. These guys now have to just get their heads forward, think about the long game, because we've got 12 minutes to go, rather than fighting over it like it's the last lap here. What can the cheese board do? Can he go and get this exit done? But Atkins has just sent it into the bunda, come out the other side, no worries. And now it's all on for Thomas Marzella to get P3 off Remo Grant here. He's trying every single way. He's going upside down, left, right and centre. You name it, as the head of the cheese board. Just dishing out things left, right and centre. The pate's on. My goodness gracious me. This is incredible stuff.
They're loving a little bump draft here today. We don't usually see that sort of stuff, but it's obviously the mode of the day. They're going hard on the old bump drafting, and it looks like it's worked out well for the cheese board. He's up there in 3rd position. Down here, Atkins and Remo going head-to-head here, or at least wheel-to-wheel down there into the heavy braking zone here, into the 90-degree right-hand turn. Colton Atkins, whoa, it looks like Tom Marzella just missing the apex, going a little bit deep as well. As you can see in the background, McEwen chiming in on the back of Remo. Oh, big sideways moment from Atkins, and McEwen getting past and around Remo like he was standing still. Oh, man, tell you what, Alex McEwen on the comeback trail tonight, absolutely flying. Munro has made his way through the field. There's Josh Smith in the chat there saying Munro is cheating. Hacker, I'm calling it. Well, mate, how about you come out and see if you can drive these cars? Put your money where your mouth is, son. But this is what it's all about, folks. He is certainly a good driver. He's my brother. Of course he is a good driver. He's got the DNA running through his veins. So we'll keep that chat to a minimum. Here he goes, McEwen looking on the inside of Atkins. Actually dummied him into the kitty litter. There he goes. Atkins' night just goes from bad to worse. Down here into 8th position now, and there's a big old battle pack just forming behind him as well, so you can see that there. Hayden Wallace, Crowther, Clerk and Brody Barber on the back of these 4.
Oh, geez, they're all going for it. But Haircut's just trying to serve up some skin fades left, right and centre. But I'll tell you what, Buttigieg at the moment is going for it here on Remo Grant, who just let the other boys go through. I think Remo is smart enough to know where his race is and didn't want to get caught up in all of that nonsense. And here goes Jake Buttigieg trying to use every last momentum he can get out of the suck here for this Melbourne GP circuit. He's just got the overlap here now. I think he's going to be far enough up the inside. In fact, it's 2x2 now. And here comes at the back, Andre Elliott. He's going for it now. Cracking stuff there. Look at Buttigieg using everything. Rem's seen him there, and on the slide is Remo, so he's just going to single file him. Doc's going to get hampered by that one. That is unbelievable by Dr. Dre. He's gone on the outside, off the track, and managed to get that overtake, stuck full pedal to the metal. Rem's lost 2 for 1 there, and unbelievable stuff there from Dr. Dre, commitment style. Really, really good driving from these boys. Oh, look at that from Atkins at the back, just coming in absolutely like no one. I've never seen that before. Full brake maneuver, just darted into the camera angle and just said, here I am, boys, I'm coming back at you. Here's P8, P7's on his next flick of the platter, and hopefully he can just get something up into that. Oh, that's massive there. Jake Buttigieg spinned it and put it into Elliott. Oh, you couldn't write about that one either. And he's collected on the way through down Clerk too. Skipping through there was Jason McFadden and the Haircut, in fact, as well. So that's just another free 2 for 1. Absolutely fantastic stuff.
Couple of 50-metre free kicks there as well for everyone. But here's Brody Barber, Dion Clerk, side by side now down the pit straight, and it's Barber that has the advantage of the inside run. He will go to the next position up. He'll go into 9th. Dion Clerk just missing and going a little bit deep there as well. So he will drop into 10th here. But great showing by Brody Barber. These top 15 reverse grids really throw a cat amongst the old pigeons, as you would say in the old language. Matt Munro up ahead, still leads, but Brendan Hark just closing that gap down to about a second here at the moment. Still just over 7 minutes to go in this race. So plenty of time in Wednesday Cup talk for him to close that gap, and we can have another little tussle for the win. But look at this, Hayden Wallace all over the back of Remo here at the moment. Remo just didn't quite know which way to go. He's going to stick to the inside here, but he's going to leave himself vulnerable as they now have the overlap. Well, only just, though. Hayden Wallace will have the inside run here for the little 9 and 10 chicane. Fast as you like. Very hard to get right in any car, let alone these ones with no downforce. But it looks like Wallace just slides it through, goes out onto the grass, gets the job done. But Lee Crowther now joining the party as well. And Remo just looking a little bit vulnerable in these last couple of laps.
Yeah, he is actually at the moment, unfortunately for him. But look at this. Birdman's coming up the inside. He gets the job done. Beautiful racing route between, but he had to check up on the exit, and that just gives Remo a beautiful slingshot out the other side. So another little moment there for Lee Crowther to think about. Oh, don't go too far out there. He just managed to keep it on the track. Luckily there for the Birdman. Bit of patience. He's got 6 minutes and 51 seconds left to go. So he's got plenty of time here to navigate around Rem Grant. It's incredible to see how these boys go racing, just giving racing room where needed and doing it gentlemanly like. And this is a beautiful run here from the Birdman. He's got the wings out, he's flapping like absolute no tomorrow here. And I'm telling you, he's going to get that job done into turn 1. He's got the overlap. He's in front just there by a whisker. Is the Birdman over Rem Grant. Rem's going to put the brakes on, or is he?
Oh,
Rem's going to fight this tooth and nail, but no, there goes the slingshot as well. I think no, in fact, Jesus, come back at him at a rate of knots. Fantastic driving from these two. 2x2 in their 1 and 2 out the other side. Can it be into turn 3 and navigate that one beautifully? I think so. Is Rem going to try and stick it fat around the outside under braking? He is. He's just going to try and send it. South Australia post style. They tried it again. Couldn't get the job done. Birdman's just a little bit quicker on exit. Beautiful driving from these two. That's how you go racing. Dion's Kamagutsa in the background again. Unfortunately, sailing down the order. He's gone from 9th down to 13th, 14th, you name it. He's 15th, in fact. And, oh, Jesus, disaster. There goes Fabian Fitness, who's also had a mare. And, again, big championship implications because Fabian Fitness is a good 4 positions behind Jake Buttigieg now. He's going to take this commanding lead into round 4. But the racing is still on, ladies and gentlemen. Anything can happen. And the Hackster versus Munro at the front. He's not letting go. Under a second now between those two. And Atkins is all over the arse end of Marzella.
Yeah, it's all starting to heat up at the front, and Brendan Hark just turning the screws out there in front. He's closed that gap by about 2/10 over the last couple of minutes, so he's really want to get that going. But oh no, as I've turned to Remo, he's just absolutely nosed it into the track racer signage there on the outside of turn 9. That is disaster for him, and up comes Jakey. Actually, that's no, it's Jake in, yeah, no, it is. He's the 26. It's Paul Buttigieg in the 8. There you go, getting my Maltesers mixed up there. They all look the same, as they say in the red bag. But behind them, it's Sam Doolsey looking behind the back of Sam Bensley as well. Doing a great job. These two boys up there in 13th and 14th. Couple of Sams just hanging out down there in the back of the mid-pack, doing a great job. Alex McEwen in the meantime is 58 dead. Wowee. Absolutely flying up there from him, and he's sitting there in P3 at the moment. 4 minutes and 30 to go. It's all happening here, ladies and gentlemen.
It is definitely happening at the moment. Boy, oh boy, look at Hooly Dooley here. He's all over the back of Bensley. So they're trying to go here for a little bit of a last-minute stanza here with 4 minutes to go in this one. Dooley's driving well. Oh, just as I say that, he got full sideways there. Managed to pull it up, but it's really hurt him on the exit. Dooley's probably just going to get up in his gearbox here and just nose him forward a little bit, keep on racing, because they got Paul Buttigieg in front of them and they know that they could probably catch him at some stage. Great awareness and IQ there from Dooley on Bensley. The two Sams, in fact, Sam 1 and Sam 2 in 13th and 14th, having a good old crack. Speaking of the other Buttigieg, this is Jake up in 10th place. He's got the haircut next on his list to overtake and take him outside. Can he get the job done? This is incredible. Air Malta coming at him hard and fast here. It's the haircut. He's got to be hot on his heels at the moment. Is Jake to get a suck? I don't think it's going to be close enough here by the time we get to turn 9. This is great stuff from haircut. Keeping Jake Buttigieg at bay, not an easy task at the best of times. And he's doing a great job here, so we can see them exiting all of these turns very, very nicely, giving it clean, fair, hard racing. And Jake's just got something to think about, I think, here in the old thing. That looks like Jake Buttigieg's actually got steering damage there, Christopher Munro. If you look back on board, he is a little bit left-hand down when he's on the straight, I'm pretty sure. There it is. That is quite a bit, actually. Slow as anything. That's about 45 degrees to the left. Not the best steering angle to have, but he's hanging in there, is Jakey. Cracking stuff to have this pace with a bit of steering damage is no easy feat, and this man has been in the wars tonight. Dion Clerk, boy oh boy, in the fair dinkum department. He has copped it left, right and centre, just like a $2 you-know-what. Holy mackerel. Not a night for Dion.
Nah, he started off the championship well as well. In round 1, I think he was up there in the top 3 of the points, but since then, he's just been on a bit of a slide down the order. And again tonight, that's going to be the same deal. But Dooley, they're getting up the inside of him as well. Poor old Dion. Oh, geez. Very close between those two guys down the main straight. Sam Bensley's going to maybe chime in as well. Maybe not close enough. Let's see what Dion can do down here into turn 1. He pulls out of the slipstream, gets on the anchors here into turn 1. I think this should be a regular overtake. Oh, my goodness me. Oh, that was a murder and a half. I've ever seen one. Jesus Christ. Sam Bensley forgetting to put the brakes on there and using his Sam counterpart as one. That's the Ezra trick usually, but giving him a bit of whiplash there for the 117. Dead set. But let's get back to Buttigieg because he's on the back of Brody Barber here. 1 minute to go. I don't think Hark is going to have the legs to be able to bridge that gap. Oh, no. There's been a bit of... Oh, no. They both go off. Oh, what about that? Just a bit of monkey see, monkey do. They both go off. There's another one joining the party as well. What is going on? All the tyres are... and go, mate, I tell you what is going on? In the final lap of this race, it is all starting to heat up, the tyres especially, because they're having a hard time keeping these on the road at the moment. Wowee.
Oh, look at that. Lee Crowther can't believe it. The Birdman is just getting positions left, right and centre for free. Him and I think that's McFadden in front of him. Cannot believe their luck. Really, really good stuff from these boys. They're just towing the line and getting through all the carnage in front of them that's ensuing. And these boys now can race hard, fair and clean as they do. Birdman's not afraid of a send down the inside either. But Jason's also a good throttle lifter mid-corner just to upset your momentum. So this is a good battle versus attack. Stanza as they come into it with 46 seconds left to go. This is the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen. Brendan Hark at the moment is 100% all over the back of Matt Munro for the final lap of the race, Christopher. 0.3 of a second here between himself and your brother. This could be on here because we have got Two big suck sections left to go here, revolver style, and I'm telling you, Brendan's right there. Can the Hackster get on the back of Matt Munro and take the chockies off him here right at the death?
Oh, I'd be spewing, but I'll tell you what, Matt's been giving it back this whole entire race. Started out as about 2.7 seconds in the lead, and Brendan Hark's just been slowly chipping away at that. And especially over this last lap, I think Munro may have made a bit of a mistake somewhere along the line, and that has just opened up the eyes of Brendan Hark. They'd be the size of dinner plates right now. And Daniel Radcliffe in the chat saying the suck section. Absolutely, this is the suck section. You want to be maybe about 3/10, and that's where Hark is. He's right there, and you're going to see that that gap just close right up when they get up to the turn 9 and 10. As you can see, that gap is about a cigarette paper, but he's gone in a little bit deep there. Munro's going to have the better exit out of 10, and that's probably going to save him. That's all he needed to do there, was just focus on that turn 10, get the good exit, and he's pretty much consolidated himself now probably for the win. But we've seen weirder things happen here in Wednesday Cup, folks, and there's still a few turns to go.
Yeah, there is, but it's only 2 left now for Matt Munro. He's got to navigate this one and another one as well. Ron Marshall's gone bang. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Ron. Right at the death here at the moment is Matt Munro. Can he keep it together? He's just locked up a break there. So did Brendan Hark. He's full centred. He's trying everything he possibly can to get that P1, but he's not going to be able to steal it off Matt Munro. He's going to come across the line right now on board here with the man, the missile himself. He's gone across the start-finish line to take out the final race of the night here in the Wednesday Cup for round 3. Matt Munro is your winner. Brendan Hark 4 tenths behind with Alex McEwen in 3rd place, only 5 tenths behind. So an absolute close one there for the final race. It was all coming to it. McEwen just needed one more lap, I reckon, and we would have had a massive tussle for the end. But cracking drive there from Matt Munro. As you said, giving it all away there, Christopher, but he didn't give away enough to get that win taken off him. So a cracking event there for Matt Munro. Happy he's got his win. He'll be fine. He'll get some confidence now, and on for round 4. Geez Louise. Speaking of confidence, Colton Atkins, the man who's come from every single possible position on the grid, dead set last, turned around 3 times, in fact, in this whole event. Each race has been turned around, and I don't think he likes getting turned around. He probably turns his missile around, but at the moment, he's come through with the chockies to get 4th. Cracking stuff there, Colton. Hayden Williams from the Braveheart in 5th. He's done a fantastic. That's a really good result from Brendan there as well. Hayden, sorry, as well. Yeah. McFadden has definitely improved his IQ by tenfold. The stem cell therapy is going to be coming his way this week. Birdman in 7th place. Really, really good drive from him. Remo Grant will be stoked with an 8th place, a 10th and an 8th for Remo, I think, from 2 and 3 position-wise. Dion Clerk, after coming a gutser as well, fought his way back inside the top 10 from 15th at one stage and getting caught up in spinning and pirouetting in front of a lot of people. Jake Buttigieg with the steering damage on, and another incident right there where he just went through a lap and a half ago, gets the top 10.
Yeah, great stuff for him to be in championship damage control mode as well, finishing in front of his adversary there in Fabian Fitness. So I'm going up and down the order. I'm trying to think who we can give the driver of the day to. I reckon the Birdman. What do you reckon about him? I reckon he's done a great job to be up there in the standings for all 3 races, and he's kept it fairly clean. So if it's all right with you, Zach O'Reilly, Birdman gets the driver of the day today. Yep. We've seen Marzella cop the old Champ Street already, so that's been handed out. But down here, let's continue on with the order. Brody Barber in 12th, Paul Buttigieg in 13th for the Malteser squad. And on the other end of the flavour spectrum, the tomato and cheese board down there in 14th position. Sam Bensley in 15th, Sam Dooley in 16th, Kermit the Frog with 17th, Salmon in the Silly Salmon in 18th, Andre Elliott, all those guys leaving the server already. Scotty McEwen in his brand new livery. Look at that. Let's have a closer look at this. That is a beautiful colour scheme. Cannot miss him. So you got what's he got here on the back? That's
a Turbo Snail.
Turbo Snail. That's a kids movie. If you haven't seen it, it's a good one. Get around it. It's a snail who believes he can race NASCAR, and he's fast. It's absolutely absurd, but it's worth the watch. Joshy Sadler down there in 21st. Simons, Olif, and Keen Lawson rounding out your top 24. What a race. Matt Munro still sitting in the server. We'll give him a bit of love here on the screen. he does this, ladies and gentlemen. He'll shit the bed in a couple of races. He'll fight his way back mid-pack. He'll be fast, and then he'll end up winning a race. So he's done that on a couple of occasions. That's why he's what, 6th, 5th in the standings, but he's got a fair bit of ballast as well. So he can win a race when he pulls his head in. What was it then, Radcliffe? I'm trying to remember. What was it? Was it road racing? I don't know. I can't remember Turbo, the film. I'm pretty sure it was. Or maybe I'm getting cars mixed up. Yeah, maybe it was just road racing. I don't know. Let us know in the chat. Disney movies aren't my forte, funnily enough. But, thanks, Fabian, chiming in at the death there with an 8er. Thank you, mate. It's been an evening, Zach O'Reilly. Let's zoom out and get our debrief of what happened here tonight.
Well, it was a cracking event, nonetheless. That was the first point off the top. But geez, if you came here thinking that there was just going to be a procession of cars and clean overtakes, you were dead set wrong. If you had money on that, you would have walked away with less dollars in the pocket. But it had everything. It was great racing. We had Alex McEwen taking race 1 and 2, and then we had Matt Munro taking race 3. But a few surprise getters inside the top 10, which is always good to have. And it's been a cracking event here tonight. Congratulations to the Birdman on driver of the day. Well deserved there. Colton Atkins did a great job also as well coming back through the field, as we mentioned earlier. It's been a fantastic event nonetheless. And I'm going to go and find Rabs, I reckon, Christopher, probably, I reckon he'd be down at, where would he be? He'd probably be down at...
he'd be in Chapel Street for sure, in one of the bars there.
He'd probably be down there, maybe at Chapel Street. He'd probably be at one of the gay bars, thinking he's walked into a straight place, and then Mrs. Rabs has called him up and going, "Ray, what are you doing? I can see you on the iPhone." And he goes, "What's an iPhone?" He doesn't even know what's going on. But that's dead set in the clubbing department there for Ray. But that's a wrap for tonight, everyone. And it's been a fantastic one, full of action. Bins, sends, you name it, clean overtakes, great battling, trials and tribulations, and there'll be some rivalry and merriment for sure in the chat, I reckon, after this one as well from the boys. So
you're not wrong.
It's been great, that's for sure. But any final words there, Christopher? Or I'm going to cue us off.
Where are we next, or when are we live next? That might be.
We are live next on Friday.
Yep.
For Formula Fridays with Far Gone Racing. Catch all the action there with Lindsay Muddle in the commentary box, calling all of that action. Formula F1's 2000 style, I'm pretty sure it is. And they will be flying around for that event. And then we are also back for the Simsational Esports special, the Sunday series, the Big Bangers, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be live from Oran Park on Sunday. So get yourselves strapped in for that from 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And not daylight savings this weekend. Don't get confused. New Kiwis are on it for this weekend, but we are not until next weekend. So get yourselves wrapped up for that, Christopher, and viewers at home. But for now, I'm gonna cue us off here. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Big thank you to yourself there, Christopher Munro. Been great having you in the commentary box and calling the action with you. Had a ball as always. And I hope you guys out there in viewership land do as well. Our Patreon supporters, our sponsors, SDT, Bilco Pack, and Speed Nation as well. A big thank you to them for giving us all of that. Ron Marshall and Fabian Fitness for the kind donations as well. And all of our subscribers and likes out there who are in there as well. And if you are watching for the first time tonight, please hit that subscribe button on the channel. Give us a like as well and tick the notification bell to know when we are going live each time. So you can catch all the action here on Simsational TV. But for now, Christopher Munro has been himself, and he is always going to be the M in magnificent. And for now, I'm Zach O'Reilly. You're not. Simsational TV. We'll see you on Friday. But as always, until then, keep it flat out.
Simsational TV YouTube channel. Don't fucking miss it.